Question 1. Which of the following statements about ferns is correct? So fern is a non-flowering plant. So it is not a fungi, it's not a flowering plant. Being a non-flowering plant, it does not produce flower, does not produce fruits, and therefore it will not produce seeds. It will reproduce by spores instead of seeds. So answer is 3. Being a plant, it also is able to make its own food. Question 2. Animal P has 6 legs and a pair of wings. Its young has no wings but looks like the adult. Which of the following is the life cycle of animal P? If the young looks like the adult, it means that it doesn't have a pupa stage, because if there is a pupa stage, the young tends to look different from the adult, and they already told us it's an animal, so not a plant. With that, answer is 3. So this information here is also true. The young has no wings, but the adults has wings. So example would be cockroaches. The cockroach nymph does not have wings, but the adult cockroach has wings. Answer is 3. Which of the following statement about reproduction in flowering plants are correct? A male flower cannot develop into a fruit. This is correct because the part that develops into a fruit is the ovary, and the ovary is a female plant part, not a male plant part. So if the flower only contains male reproductive parts, it will not be able to develop into a fruit. Germination of seeds requires water, light, and warmth. This is not true. It requires water, oxygen, and warmth. Okay, light is not light is not needed because the seed does not have leaves yet. It does not need to photosynthesize. It just needs water, oxygen, and warmth to germinate first. Fertilization fuses a pollen grain with an ovule of a flower. So fertilization is the process where the male sex cells fuses with the female sex cells. In plants, the male sex cell is the pollen grain, but the female sex cell is the egg cells in the ovule, not the ovule itself. So it's the when the pollen grain fuses with the egg cell. That's the definition of fertilization in plants. A female flower without a stigma cannot develop into a fruit. This is true because without a stigma, it cannot undergo pollination. It cannot receive the pollen grains. So then pollination, fertilization cannot occur, and then there will be no fruit being formed as well. So A and D answer is 2. Diagram below shows the cross-section of flowers S and T, fruit T. Which of the following explains why fruit T is not developed from flower S? So flower S has many ovules, but fruit T only has one seed. The ovules will develop into the seed when the fruit forms. So as a result, if T has one seed, it means that it came from a flower with one ovule. So answer is 2. Diagram shows the reproductive system of human and flowering plants. So this shows the male reproductive system. W is the penis and X is the testis. A is the ovary. D is the ovule. C is the anther. B is the petal. Okay, so the testis function would be to produce sperm. The rest is wrong. For the plant column, C is the anther. It contains the pollen grain, yes. So answer is 1. Okay. Water in plant X is lost through tiny openings in the leaf as they open. So this tiny opening is actually the stomata. And the process of losing water or water vapor through the stomata, this whole process is known as transpiration. Okay, the diagram and table shows how these openings look like and how they change in size with the surrounding temperature. So the table shows us that as the surrounding temperature increases, the size of the opening increases. The graph shows us that as the temperature increases, the amount of water absorbed increases as well. So number 1, as the surrounding temperature increases, the size of the opening decreases. This is not true. The table shows us that it should increase. The size of the opening increase. Number 2, as the size of the opening on the leaves increase, the amount of water absorbed increase. This is true based on the graph. Reason being that when it loses too much water, the roots will take in more water. So answer is 2. Diagram below shows the human digestive system. So A is the mouth, B is the gullet, C is the stomach, D is the small intestine, and E is the large intestine. So there is digestion in the mouth, in the stomach, in the small intestine. There is no digestion in the gullet, no digestion in the large intestine. So which graph shows the amount of undigested food in these organs when they are leaving each of these organs? Okay. So since there is digestion in the mouth, the amount of undigested food leaving A should be slightly lower than the original amount of undigested food. So 1, 2, and 3 shows that some food is being digested, whereas 4 shows that there is no food being digested in A. As a result, the undigested food leaving A is same as the amount of undigested food initially. So 4 is wrong because there should be digestion in the mouth. As for B, B is the gullet. There is no digestion here, so the amount of undigested food leaving the gullet should be the same. So that eliminates 1 and 2 as well. Okay, so 3 is the answer. From B to C, there is digestion in the stomach, so the amount of undigested food leaving the stomach should be less than the undigested food leaving the gullet. And for C to D, D is the small intestine, so there is digestion. In fact, the most digestion happening in the small intestine, so the amount of undigested food leaving the small intestine is much lower. From D to E, E is the large intestine. There is no digestion in the large intestine, so the amount of undigested food leaving the large intestine is same as the amount of undigested food that left the small intestine. Okay, so answer is 3.